it's Rooster here. In this video I'll be going over purple armies versus gold armies, starting armies, and your basic army types. Purple armies versus gold armies. I've used the words a couple of times, purple and gold. That's just simply because if we look at our heroes, these all have a gold background, and the other ones have a purple background. The gold ones are 5-star heroes, they're quite rare to get, and the purple ones are 4-star heroes, much easier to get. You can get the purple ones by expending silver through standard recruit. People ask me what the best way to get gold heroes is. Unfortunately, unless you've got some deep pockets, they'll come quite slowly. You want to go to recruit, then premium recruit. Each day you'll get a free one and you'll also get a 100 gold one. You want to do both of these. If you have a bunch of gold hanging around, you could do the 5 premium recruit. It's slightly cheaper than doing it one recruit at a time, so I wouldn't recommend doing the single recruit for 200 gold. Only the 100 gold. And then obviously you get some from your civ tokens. You use those to try and get civilization specific heroes or skills. And then you also have the donations to the museum. They're not very efficient. There are ways to get more bang for your buck, but overall I'd only do those if you've got lots of gold and are looking to get some specific heroes from that museum. If you do spend money on the game, obviously you can go ham a little bit more on the museums. Ideally you want to be creating gold armies, but they are very expensive. They are stronger, but when you start off you only get one skill slot. You have your main skill and then one other skill that you can put in. Promoting it costs a gold hero, which is quite an expensive promotion compared to the purple ones that also cost a hero, but it's a purple hero, and you have lots of purple heroes, so that's very easy to do. Then to get your plus 1000 units for the promotion 3, it also costs a gold hero instead of a purple hero. A fully maxed out golden army can need up to 21 golden heroes as fodder. 6 for promotions, 3 for titles, 6 for skills, and 6 for units. We'll talk more on the titles and units in the final video. So it's very expensive to make these armies, but they are going to be much stronger. They have higher stats, and they also have much better main skills compared to your purple ones. If you're free to play, you're probably just going to have the one golden army for at least a few weeks. If you've got money to spend, you can obviously get a few different ones going, but either way, you want to focus on your one main army, which is going to be a gold army. Even if you have multiple gold armies going, you'll still have some purple ones that you'll use for lower level tiles and for lowering endurance. It's better to concentrate on 1 or 2 well-built golden armies than having your resources spread around on multiple armies. The starting armies. Everyone starts off with a purple army. My one was this one right here. It is civ based. I chose English as my starting civ, and anyone that picks English will get these 3. William, Francis, and Henry. But you want to be going into your golden army as soon as you can. If you've got money to spend, you'll get the HH Bond army, and you'll try to go straight into that. Ignore this starting army as soon as you can, but for the free-to-play players, which is most people, you'll be going into what is called the Militarist Bond, which is Harold, Hannibal, and Kutuzov. These 3 here. Harold you get on day 2 from the Gift of Time. So if you go up here and to Gift of Time, you can see each day you'll get one of these rewards. I'm obviously a few days into it. You're not going to be able to see it, but on the 2nd day of the server, you'll be given Harold. On day 3, you will get Kutuzov. And then on day 8, you complete the bond by getting Hannibal. So what do I mean by this word bond? If you click on Harold here, and then you click on the left over here, where there's these 3 people. Bond is always going to be 3 heroes together, and they'll have an effect. It doesn't matter what the order is to create the bond, but it's Harold, Hannibal, and Kutuzov. There's your 3 free heroes that you get from Gift of Time, and it reads, when all allies deal damage a total of 4 times, the captain immediately deals attack damage 1 time to 1 random enemy within a range of 5. Obviously 5 is the max range. It just means it can hit any of the opposing heroes. Now Harold is an attack hero, so he's going to be in that captain spot and dealing this bond damage. Each army is kind of built in a different way, and you want to base that on the bond effect or your hero's main skills. This bond effect is when all allies deal damage a total of 4 times. So your skills are going to want to be dealing lots of damage. You're still going to need some other stuff going on, but for the most part you want to just be getting as many procs of damage as you can. If you look at my army here, we've got Kutuzov in the vanguard position. He will always be there because he's got high defense, much higher than the other 2. He will be taking the brunt of the basic attacks, so he will need to be in the vanguard position. Hannibal has high intelligence, and Harold has high attack. And because of that bond effect that says the captain deals attack damage, we're going to want the captain to have high attack. So he's going to be there. This is always going to be the layout of this particular bond. If you look at our skills, you've got Last Resort here, which is that debuff cleanse I was talking about in the first video. Very important to get in your main army, but only if it goes well with the army. So this was the one that deals damage, which is obviously good for our bond. It deals attack damage to 2 enemies, so it gets 2 procs towards our bond. If we look at the next skill, Hwa Rung Du, over here, it also deals attack damage to 2 enemies. So that's 2 more procs. And if whoever this damage targets has a debuff, we get to deal damage again. The damage rate is only 50%, but it gets 2 more procs towards our bond. Also, if you look at Harold, his main skill says deal attack damage 80% to 2 enemies. That will get 2 procs towards your bond, and then also routes the target for 2 turns. It says here what rout means. Each time the target takes attack damage, 45% chance to deal attack damage 1 additional time. The effect may trigger up to 2 times. So that's going to cause more procs which will go towards the bond. So then for this, you also obviously want more attack damage skills to proc this route. So that's why Last Resort and Hwa Rung Du both go well with Ferocious Warcry, the main skill there, and the bond. Then if you look at Kutuzov, he is defense, but his next highest stat is attack. So we're obviously not going to be putting any intelligence skills on him, but we will put an attack skill. Military Might is the one I went for. This deals damage to 2 enemy heroes, which gets 2 procs towards our bond. And also for Ferocious Warcry, Harold's main skill. Hannibal, I have added Battery Recharge. It's a heal skill, which will help heal back some damage the army takes. Preemptive Action here is a good tech skill, and I'll go through why in a little bit. If you do pay money, you'll get the HH bond, which is this one I showed before. It is Milan, Queen Ditto, and Spartacus. If we click on one of the heroes, and then the 3 dots on the left just there, you can see its bond. Queen Ditto here has 2 different bonds. This one, and then the HH bond. It stands for Heroic Heart, as you can see right there. People will refer to it as HH though in chat. This bond reads, Vanguard protects. So what does protect mean? Protector takes enemy basic attacks on their behalf. So all the basic attacks, it doesn't matter what the range is for the opponent, they'll always land on the vanguard of this army. Vanguard protects all allies during battle. Also, each time the vanguard takes a basic attack, they gain first aid 1 time. First aid is just immediate healing for 100%. Basically, all the basic attacks will go to your vanguard and it will instantly heal approximately the damage that you receive, give or take. I'm not sure the exact amount. So what does that mean we want to be doing with this bond? Well, it means you might see this one purple skill and be like, why is there a purple skill along with these gold skills? That's because counter-offensive reads, when being hit with a basic attack, which we know the vanguard will always be hit with 100%, to deal attack damage. So it's a very good skill to put on this hero because we know he's always going to be copying the brunt of these basic attacks. So he will always be able to dish off the damage. Spartacus will always be the one that you put in the vanguard position because he has the highest defense, but he also has decent attack. So with his counter-offensive, he'll be able to deal lots of damage, so it's a very good skill to give him. Other skills aren't as important for this particular bond. Queen Ditto is an int hero. You can see there the highest stat is int, so you want to be giving her int related skills. We've got Divine Blessing, which is affected by int, and From the Front Line, which is also affected by int. This is a debuff cleanse, and we spoke earlier about wanting a debuff cleanse in your strongest army. This is my strongest army, so I make sure I have a debuff cleanse in there. Now Mulan. Her highest stat is attack, so we're going to go ahead and give her 2 skills here that deal attack damage. This one here will increase combat attack damage taken, which is a debuff. And then this one here deals attack damage, but if you look here, if a target already has a debuff, it deals more damage to them. So we try and cause a debuff on the targets and then deal extra damage using that skill. The last skill is Chilling Armor, which we give to Spartacus. That's quite good on Spartacus. What do we know about Spartacus? He has high attack and high defense. Chilling Armor deals attack damage, which is good for attack heroes, and then it says, if deployed to the vanguard, which Spartacus is a vanguard, 100% chance to deal attack damage, but that attack damage is affected by defense. You want to have high defense, so it works very well with Spartacus, especially since his main skill gives him extra attack and defense. Now we're going to quickly go over what other army types there are, at least the gold army types. There are 3 army types used by the UI: damage, survival, and control. Damage armies are armies that try to go all in on damage and end the battle very quickly. Survival armies have things like healing, debuff cleanse, and damage reduction added to try and give a bit of longevity to the army. Control armies use control debuffs, like the ones you can see here. This skill shows all the control effects in the game. Control skills affect the opponent hero's ability to target or trigger an action. The 3 army types form a rock, paper, scissors effect, like you often see in other strategy games. In Civ, Eras and Allies, we have damage countering survival, survival countering control, and control countering damage. This countering circle can be seen here. Once you get into PvP and more advanced countering, it is about particular tech skills more so than this rock, paper, scissors circle. Combo armies are a subcategory of damage armies. I'll quickly go over what a combo army is. Combo armies are armies that play around the basic attacks. I'll pull one up. You can see that some of these skills say, after using a basic attack. These skills are going to have lower trigger rates and lower strength compared to active skills, but if you increase the amount of basic attacks that hero does per round, you can increase the chance to trigger them, or even trigger them multiple times in a round. Heroes like Casimir, Teresa, or Victoria are essential for combo armies because they can increase the amount of basic attacks an allied hero can do per turn. That's it for the second video. In the next video, I'll be going over choosing heroes, battle sequence, choosing skills, hero order, and assigning hero stats. If you found this video helpful or have any questions, please let me know in the comments and give it a like. If you'd like to see a video on other parts of the game, please let me know which parts, and I may or may not make a video about it. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video. That some of these skills say after using a basic attack. These skills are going to have lower trigger rates and lower strength compared to active skills, but if you increase the amount of basic attacks that hero does per round, you can increase the chance to trigger them, or even trigger them multiple times in a round. Heroes like Casimir, Teresa, or Victoria are essential for combo armies because they can increase the amount of basic attacks an allied hero can do per turn. That's it for the second video. In the next video, I'll be going over choosing heroes, battle sequence, choosing skills, hero order, and assigning hero stats. If you found this video helpful or have any questions, please let me know in the comments and give it a like. If you'd like to see a video on other parts of the game, please let me know which parts, and I may or may not make a video about it. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video.